First off, thank you to the Merkle and Denta Group for having me a part of this. This is great having our organization, and great job to all the speakers and everyone presenting today. It's been very insightful. So what I thought I'd do is give you guys a quick intro to placements, quick intro to myself, but instead of just like pitching what we do, I thought I'd kind of more or less tell a story and a journey of kind of where we got to where we are. What's really funny is the themes from the day as retail media organizations, when you guys want to go and deploy them and you sign on for these themes, and as you innovate and everything like that, basically you turn around and go to a system like ours and say, all right, you got to now figure out how to operationalize this whole thing for your business. So that's what Placements does. We're an order management system. So basically we manage all orders, billing, invoicing, product catalog, rate cards. Like jokingly say, it's all of the unsexy stuff that's part of the ad tech world. So we're not an SSP, we're not a monetization platform yet, but we're the back-end infrastructure that basically connects a very complex, fragmented ecosystem. So all the great companies that spoke today, like the Googles, the Criteos, the Citrus Ads, the Promote IQs, all the different ones that you've seen on all the slides, every retailer uses all different ones. There's never just one partner that they use to monetize. There's always a handful of them. And basically what we signed up for is to build into all these technologies as the order management system to basically bring order to chaos. So where we commonly sit is as the order management system, we connect very tightly to CRM systems, primarily Salesforce. So we connect tightly there. And then we pump into all the different ad delivery platforms that you basically sell into. So Google Ad Manager for on-site or Xandr Ad Publisher Ad Server. We are connecting into Criteo and Citrus Ad and Promote for sponsored products. We connect into MediaMath, Trade Desk, Xandr DSP for off-site monetization. We also now connect with Facebook and Pinterest. So basically, all these different channels that you as a retail media organization are selling into, we then have to go build that order out, execute into all the respective systems, optimize, do the campaign management, and then do all the billing and invoicing after. So it's an interesting place to be in. And one of the bigger points here, when you think of order management, a lot of folks typically just lean on, it's an ad operations tool. But the reality is that sales planning, it is ad ops, but it's yield managers, it's finance managers that are living in our system every day. And we are the operating system of the ad business. And we sync and do all the billing and invoicing. So we're working with different finance systems that when these campaigns are ready to be invoiced, we then usher those over into those platforms for the ability to actually bill. Now, in terms of our partners, so we're working with organizations all over the world. And actually, we work with many that sit outside retail media. So of our retail media partners, we work with Walmart, we work with Walgreens, Home Depot, CVS Health, Wayfair. We're now working with Citrus Ad, which is exciting because they actually have an ad monetization part of their business that requires a system like this. But then we're also working with CTV, OTT, broadcasting, traditional publishers, marketplaces. So we're working with a lot of different organizations across the globe that even though they're a little different than retail, there's a lot of similarities with how they monetize and how they execute and how they bill and invoice. So that's what makes this interesting is we're bringing the expertise from what has been going on for a long time into this retail media world as these organizations start to scale and monetize different channels. Now, in terms of the journey, so it's been an interesting one for placement. So we're a little bit smaller than Google, I'd say. We really started going to market in 2018. We had been around for about 4 years prior, building our system, smaller group of partners, but really went to market with our new modern order management system then. And we started out with just a few simple integrations, Salesforce, Google Ad Manager, MediaMath. And then in 2019, we started working with Neptune Retail. And when you think of order management, it's been traditionally designed to work for publishers, organizations that sell advertising. Now, Neptune has a combination of things. They sell advertising, but they also have concepts of buying. So basically, we were challenged with, all right, how do you incorporate some COGS and margin controls into the system that are things that publishers really weren't doing then or were traditionally doing outside the order management platform. So we went and built it, and turns out that it was actually quite good. And other folks started using it, including the more traditional publishers. And then in 2019, we landed Walmart. So Walmart was our first enterprise retail media organization who they selected us to be their order management platform to start their Walmart ads business when they brought that on in-house. So we learned a lot from that. So what that really taught us was, one, there's more integrations than Google at this point. There's going to be sponsored product engines, there's going to be social engines, there's going to be offsite engines, and these are all channels that everyone is actively selling right now. So we basically were tasked with, okay, we need to build these integrations and we need to build them quick. We need to do this if we have any chance of working with with other retail media organizations. So we went and did that, and it matured the system rapidly. Then you move into 2020, and that's where we actually deployed our first sponsored product engine integration. The reason I call this out is sponsored products, which are commonly CPC-based, budget-based, operate very differently than like a Google Ad Manager integration. So you're talking about two fundamental different ad servers that needed to be plugged into an order management system. So we had to think through that. And then on top of that, we had to think through how does this actually make sense for the media planners when they're building these campaigns. It's one thing just to connect APIs, but it's another thing to actually have it make sense in the order management system. So we had to do that and figure that out quickly. And then that same year, we deployed our first DSP integration with Xandr, which was, so now at that point, we had the full stack of the Xandr tech. And then quickly after that, it was Facebook and Pinterest. So at that point, we were letting our partners build these consolidated central media plans that were executing into all the different channels that they needed to. And then once these campaigns were performing, pulling in regular performance data for optimization, and then doing all the billing and invoicing. And then move into 2021 is when we built into the Trade Desk. And that was one of the larger offsite monetization tools that we had seen historically. So at that same year, we landed partnerships with Walgreens, CVS, and Home Depot, who are using us again for this order management centralization. And then now in 2022, we're working with the likes of CitrusAd. We're building into DV360. We've actually built into GCM, and we landed another partnership with Wayfair. So it's been an interesting journey, and I think where we sit. Again, it's in the unsexy part of ad tech. We're kind of in the back end, but we're that infrastructure that the teams use to basically operationalize the business. And what we help organizations do is as business scales, as more orders come through, instead of needing to go and hire 57 people to do data entry into 9 different systems, we allow them to do that kind of all in one system, in one platform. And then again, we tie that billing and invoicing piece together, which allows you to basically bill your partners effectively, because if that's done incorrectly, that creates a lot of problems. So that's where we're investing a lot of time. Now, everyone these days is starting to talk about how do we simplify the buying of retail media. That's hard. And as we're just describing, there are a lot of different channels that people can buy into. And for retail media, again, you're talking about social, in-store, sponsored products, on-site display, off-site display, whatever it may be. There's different systems required to build into these, to buy into these platforms. It's very hard to actually find one platform that truly represents all of the direct sold inventory of a retailer within one. So what our future is we're deploying self-serve. So we're building a self-serve extension to the order management system that basically is completely white labeled to you, retailer, where you can come in, brand it, and basically expose whatever inventory sets you want to SMB or agency buyers. We're launching with Sky Media in the UK this month as our first self-serve client. And what's pretty unique about having it tied to the order management platform is you don't have to worry about anything downstream impacting your front-end self-serve experience. As the order management system that's plugged into all these different systems, if you swap in a sponsored product engine or swap out, if you add a new display engine, if you add a video engine, if you add a social channel, it doesn't impact any of the front end of your self-serve. So it just natively flows really nicely. And again, we do all the billing and invoicing. So for organizations where you want to actually bill by IO instead of credit card, it just flows into your standard workflow. So that's one piece we're doing. And we actually just built a media planning and buying tool for agencies and brands. So we basically took all of the unsexy stuff we're doing on the publisher side and applied it to the agency and buy side. So think of workflows and approvals and invoicing on the agency side, and then just building centralized media planning tools that pump and connect through API into the different buying tools you use. So we rolled that out, and our first brand partner was Apple. So that's been a really fun experience, but it's been fantastic because they're working with us on not only just using the tool to buy into different systems, but our next step is how do we bring our buyers who use our systems, or it could be any system, into actually buying into our platform. So we're looking to just open up another monetization channel for our partners. And if you have buyers who want to buy across every single channel type you have that's represented in the order management system, because again, we're the OMS of record housing all these different product types, how can they buy into it? So that's what we're working on now, and that's what it's exciting endeavor to say the least. It's a big one, but we're really working towards how do we simplify the buying of retail media, and we think we have an opportunity to do it as an order management system. So we kind of call it this like farm-to-table concept where you can access directly into the OMS. So that's what we're working on, and we're a handful of our partners today on both the buy side and publisher side, retail media side, we're working with on designing this as we speak.
So if I am working with a partner that I do not already see on your slide that you integrate with, how do I go about getting them added to that slide?
Yeah, so we're used to that, trust me. So, the minute we think we're done with integration, 7 more get thrown our way. So basically what we do is we get it slotted with our product team, we get it built. We want to understand where it sits in the workflow. What of the inventory you sell, how important is it? How critical is it? How much volume's going through it? And then we basically go do the product design and have it integrated into a system. So things we have on our roadmap right now are like Criteo, DV360, Promote IQ, Crealytics, Citrus Ads getting built as we speak. So basically they just get it added in. And what's nice is foundationally the API and the connections are all very similar. Now what we do uniquely is how do we then convert it to not just an API, but how do we have it make sense in a system where your planners can say, all right, I need to add a sponsored product line into this order alongside a display, a video, a social, an in-store, whatever it may be. That's all design work we do. And we also do we create logic that sits in front of these integrations so it follows your sales model. Because if it doesn't follow your sales model, there's a lot of friction with how these integrations work when it comes to pre-sales planning and execution, even billing and invoicing. So we do a lot of logic work to make sure it actually makes sense for the business. So what integrations are what we signed up for as an order management system. So we're used to it.